In Jamaica, the term jacket refers to a child who is not biologically tied to the named father. Today, we reveal the truth. Welcome to Jacket Court.
All rise.
You may be seated.
Here's a case file.
Thank you, Bailiff Minot. This is the case of Green versus Watson. Court is in session. We are here to address the paternity claims of Mr. Green and Miss Watson regarding their children, 9-year-old son Bunny and 6-year-old daughter Shelly. Mr. Green, you say that you have considered marrying Miss Watson, but a recent event has raised doubts about whether or not you are the father of the children. You claim your daughter Shelly overheard her mother, Miss Watson, referring to her daughter as a jacket during a phone call. This led you, Mr. Green, to question whether Shelly and Bunny are your biological children. Is this correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Watson, you counter, saying that your comment was misunderstood and you are discussing another child named Sheila, and you deny that Shelly is the jacket. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So the court will now hear from both parties to determine whether Shelly and Bunny are in fact Mr. Green's children. Mr. Green, can you tell us a little more about the relationship, how long you've been together, and why you are here today?
Okay, so we've been together a little bit over a decade now, and we have 2 children, as is stated. And a few months ago, my daughter overheard, my lady talking to someone on the phone. And she came to me, my daughter came to me and said, "Oh, Dad, what's a jacket?" Mm-hmm. So I was explaining to her, talking about clothes you wear and stuff like that. And she said to me, "Then if that's the case, why would Mommy say I'm a jacket?" And I'm like, "What? Where did you get that from?" And she said Mommy was on the phone talking to someone, and she heard her mom said like, "Oh, Shelly's a jacket," and they were laughing about it. So, I went down to talk to her about it, and all she did was raise her voice and say, "Oh, get out of here. I don't want to talk about that. Shelly's a liar. She didn't hear me say that," and stuff like that. So, that's why I decided I want to take it to court, because she never gave me the opportunity to talk about anything. She always tried to, chase me away whenever I want to talk about anything.
Okay. Now, Shelly is 6 years old, correct?
Yes, she is.
So is it possible that she just misunderstood or misheard the conversation?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay. Now, it is one thing to believe your daughter, which you should, but is there a history of anything that makes you think that she heard correctly?
There's a few red flags that has been happening like for the past 2 years that would lead me to believe, something like that would be possible.
Okay.
Everything was nice, because I said we've been together for over a decade. But as I said, for the past 2 years, there's like a few red flags. I would come in from work and she would be there chit-chatting with her friends on the phone. And, if I come in her presence, she tried to get away from me. And I'm like, "No, you can talk here." And she refuses to. She's always getting out of my presence and stuff like that. So, that raises a red flag for me. That's not the only thing. She don't even want to go out with me no more. If I say, "Oh, let's go out and do something fun," she would be like, "Oh no, my hair is not done. I don't have clothes." And I'm like, "I'm working. I can provide all of that." And she would be like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. You can use the money to fix up the house and whatever." But whenever her friends that she's chit-chatting on the phone would call her, she's always ready to go out. And mind you, they live in a total different area from us. Mm-hmm. They live like an hour away, but she's always ready to go with them. Hair is always done, clothes, and all of that. And I'm like, why is she not wanting to go out with me? So, stuff like that raises a red flag to me. I didn't really think about it until I heard Shelly come to me and say she heard her mom talking about, "Oh, she's a jacket and whatever." So here we are today.
Okay, so you're saying Miss Watson is always ready to go out with her friends, but she
Always.
doesn't want to go out with you.
Never.
And that raises a concern for
Yes.
you. Okay, and this is recent behavior, you said the
Yes,
last
for
2
like
years.
2 years now.
Okay, all right, Miss Watson, go ahead.
Your Honor, I don't know where he's coming up with this. This is inaccurate. First of all, Shelly is only 6 years old. Okay, she's always hearing things that's not said. I tried to explain to him that she was mistaken. I was talking to my friend about another child named Sheila. Sheila, Shelly, I could see how she got it mixed up. But I'm trying to explain to him, after 10 years together, you would think that he would believe me.
Right.
But he's been saying that, he wanted to get married, but the marriage can't come yet. So now I'm wondering, is it because he's believing her because he really doesn't want to get married? He want to back out to the situation that he put himself in? I don't understand what this is about. Why are we here in this courtroom?
This entire thing sounds unfounded, in my opinion. We will hear the results later, but so far I have not heard any information that suggests that what you are claiming is true. And how long have you been engaged?
We've been engaged for 2 years now.
But me still not have no ring.
Okay, so engaged but no ring. So is it really an engagement?
Yes, it is. You don't have to have a ring to, say you're engaged.
But around 2 years ago is when you said she
Yes.
first identified the red flags.
Yes.
So was it after the engagement that you started to see the
It
red
was
flags?
pretty much around the same time.
Around the same time, but
Yes.
you still proposed.
I did.
That makes sense, Your Honor?
Well, we're going to figure it out.
Your Honor, I do have something else to add.
Okay.
He claims that I don't want to go out with him, but he's boring. He doesn't do anything but sit home and drink. Why should I want to go out with him if he doesn't want to do anything?
So if I sit home and drink and I wanted to go out, wouldn't you think that there would be something different I would be doing when we go out?
It's been 10
I
years.
don't know, you
wanna
might
go
just
out
want
with
to go
me,
to a
so I
bar
have to
and drink
sit
there
home
too.
Excuse me?
You might just want to go out to a bar and drink there
No,
too.
there's a lot of fun stuff we can do. Also, to add to that, she likes football. I like football, right? But we'd never go to a football game together. She would always go to a football game with her friends, and she would always come back and say, oh, it's girls' time. But, funny enough, she would post photos on, Instagram and stuff like that. And I see, yes, she's there. Her friends are there. Guess who else is there? Her friend's boyfriends, her friend's husband, but not me.
These are
I'm
all
home
excuses, Your
staying with the
Honor.
kids.
These are
It's
all
facts. It's not excuses.
Well, it
These are
sounds like there's a
excuses.
problem with the relationship.
I mean,
but
I don't have
not
a tree
necess-
growing in my face or anything. Sorry.
Excuse me, when I'm speaking, you don't.
Sorry about that.
Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It sounds like there's a problem with the relationship, but we're here in paternity court to talk about the children, right?
Yes.
So, Ms. Watson, have you noticed any different behavior from Mr. Green, how he's treating the children since he found out about this conversation?
There's not much of a difference because he's hardly engaged anyway.
So you said he was not really engaged prior to this conversation.
He's not really doing anything with the children or me. So I don't know how he's sitting here saying that we don't do anything together. He doesn't initiate anything.
Okay, Mr. Green, what would you say
she's
to that?
complaining that I'm not engaging, hanging out with the kids or whatever. But, she's a stay-at-home mom. I'm the one with the job. I have to go out there. So, choose what you want to do. Do you want me to stay home and be a bum? Or do you want me to be out there working to provide for my family?
Right, but when you are at home, you are with the children, right?
Yes, I am.
And do you engage with the children
I do play football
when
with
you're
my
at home?
son.
Okay. Has that changed since you found out about this conversation?
No, it hasn't.
Okay, and do you engage with your daughter at all? Because you haven't mentioned her.
I do, but, with me, it's like she's the mom and, her daughter always like to be around mommy and stuff like that. So, I'll just leave her to be with mommy, but I'm always playing football with my son and stuff like that.
Interesting. So it sounds like you don't really have a relationship with your daughter.
I wouldn't say that. I do have a relationship with her, but as I said, I spend more time with my son.
Is that because you think she's a jacket?
No, because prior to her coming to me and telling me about the conversation she heard, I wouldn't think about it. But after that, and I'm summing up like, what has been happening for the past 2 years, lead me to believe this could be possible.
So I'm hearing information about the last 2 years, but you are contesting the paternity of your daughter who is 6
Yes.
and your son who is 9.
Yes.
So I have not heard any evidence or anything really that suggests that there was any red flags going on prior to the last 2 years of your relationship.
Yes, as I said before, before the past 2 years, everything was smooth, everything was okay. I didn't have a reason to think that she's, doing anything outside of us.
So you hear one conversation. In fact, you did not even hear it, right? Mm-hmm. So a 6-year-old comes to you and says she overheard a conversation, and you believe your 6-year-old child
100%.
heard correctly, and now it has shaped your entire view of the paternity?
10 years.
It's not only what she said, but what her mom has been doing for the past 2 years. The going out with all her friends.
Your Honor,
not
Was she
wanting
going
to
out
go
with
in.
her friends prior to this? Prior to...
Not as much.
Okay.
She would go, but not as much. So something has changed drastically over the past 2 years.
Your Honor,
Mr. Green,
ma'am, please.
Mr. Green, that sounds ridiculous. This entire thing sounds unfounded, in my opinion. We will hear the results later, but so far I have not heard any information that suggests that what you are claiming is true.
Jacket Court is provided by
True Milk